This video, I'll be reading my all-new Wimpy Kid fanfiction parody book, Long Story Short. This will be the fourth section of Greg Heffley's finale of middle school. Also, if you end up loving the series, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. I don't understand what the heck happened since last video. I'm truly grateful for finally hitting 1,000 subscribers and I expect the milestone video to come out in a month or two. As a special thanks to my community, I want to shout out a creator who is one of the first people to comment on my channel. If you're interested in speed cubing or animation, check out Namoon
Does Stuff.
Anyways, learn how to get a shout out at the end of the video and enjoy the show. Thursday. I had some trouble finding a food that could be consumed for breakfast. I usually choose a pastry tart, cereal, or a skip card until lunch. Today wasn't a great day for the third option, and my stomach did let me know about that. Dad had recommended small pieces of oranges and bananas because those were healthy and easy on the braces. I don't like oranges because the pulp always gets stuck inside my teeth, and I imagine it's a million times harder to get out with braces on. Secondly, bananas are interesting specimens. I've heard the quote, "Life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get." And I absolutely think you could replace a box of chocolates with bananas, and that's how I think of them. Sometimes I'll open a banana and there's scattered bruises. You're either too early or too late to eat one, and if you leave the banana out for too long, it will turn black. My final call? I just drank 3 cups of milk. After school, I wanted to do another recording session with Rally from my Vine Films channel. I actually gained a few hundred followers from Larry's shoutout, so I couldn't leave him hanging. Before Rally got here, I told him to bring a swimsuit. He asked if we were going to the pool, but I told him, only one of us, but with a twist. I filled out my bathtub with the coldest water possible, took out 4 trays of ice cubes, and dumped them all in. It was supposed to be my challenge where the loser would have to spend 5 minutes in an ice bath. I could hear Rajik's band making a ruckus, so I told them to quiet it down. I thought Rajik would just ignore me, so I had plan B ready. Surprisingly, Rajik actually listened. Maybe he's actually a good brother for once. We're just making our album, but luckily for you, we're currently taking a break. So now get out of here. He's still a work in progress. When Rally arrived, he wanted to choose a game for our video, but I insisted that the one I chose was the better one. We were playing Sons of Siege, a classic that I had been practicing for the past week, so I knew that I couldn't lose the challenge. Yes, I know I might have had a slight advantage, but Rally is the one that should have been prepared. We had 5 practice rounds, and then I began the challenge. Rally wasn't even a match against me, so I won easily. How did you move so fast? I'm a veteran. Rally didn't want to go into the ice water, but I told him, Rally, remember when you got stuck in a tree and you became famous? You're a natural at this. The people love you. I don't care about being famous. Just 5 minutes and you're done. Rally caved in and I filmed his reaction with Dad's camcorder. Rally began to shiver a lot and he seemed to be more and more concerned. Are we finished yet? Nope, 4 minutes ago. I let him out a minute early because it started to look serious. I was kind of disappointed that he didn't sit in the tub for just 60 more seconds, but I can just edit a clip and fake it. Rally said he was done filming today and he would be going home to take a hot bath. I felt a bit bad for forcing him into that situation, but it was one heck of a video. Ice bath, Sons of Siege. If Rally is a natural at his charisma, I'm a natural at Vine Films because that video already had 10,000 views in the first couple of hours. When I checked back after dinner, it more than quadrupled the last time I looked. I had 1,000 followers and it felt awesome. People were liking and commenting about how funny the video was. I was becoming famous. Friday. When I woke up, my video hit 50th on the trending page. I had a couple of thousand followers and it was still rising. I felt like I was on top of the world. At school, I think the teachers were kind of weirded out with me smiling all the time. Pop quiz, everyone. When school ended, I felt super uplifted. Hey kid, you're blocking the road. Come on, man, you're ruining the vibes. Oh, I'll show you who's ruining the vibes. Come here, boy. Honk. I didn't stick around after that. When Dad came home and saw my hair, he said that we needed to get a haircut at Bobby's barbershop. Before I went to a barbershop and also Bombshell's beauty salon, Mom would cut my hair. This was when I was still in elementary school, and Mom would never cut the hair just quite right. She had the equipment, but not much knowledge about different hairstyles like the one I have right now. She would just do a buzz cut. That, unfortunately, would make me look like a younger version of Roderick. Bzzz. Trust me, Roderick made so much jokes about it that he began calling me Grodrick. Hey Grodrick, you want a noogie? So anyways, Bombshell's beauty salon recently closed down, probably because all the employees went to work for gossip magazines. Now I go to Bobby's barbershop to get a haircut, and it's not a fun experience. This barbershop is the only haircut store in a 15-mile radius, and I'm not that desperate to get a better haircut. First of all, Bobby always cuts my hair too short, even when I tell him not to. Also, some of his clippings fell into my eye today. Ow! Snip. Oops, sorry. After the haircut, my body was all itchy from the hair that got into my clothes. Once I got home, I'm gonna give this barbershop a 1 star because I don't know how much more I could take. I should probably do my homework right now because recently the teachers are really turning up a notch on the workload. I have to write a 3-page essay about a controversial topic in English, complete a 30-question worksheet in science, as well as an algebra review guide. But to be honest, I just don't feel like doing any of that stuff right now. I've got time to do other stuff. Instead, I wanted to talk about the boys in my grade. I'm sure there are some of us who are civilized, but most of the guys are kinda immature. Back in the 1800s, 14-year-old boys were supporting their family, working on the farm, and could leave home on their own for days to run errands. These days, we've got this. Bet you can't raise the water fountain number by 100. Bet. Press. Some of us like to play with the newly installed water fountains to have a green ticker, which tells you how many bottles you've saved from waste. Those morons would make bets on how much they could raise the number. So much for saving water from waste. That was just the tip of the iceberg. At lunch, there always seems to be a food concoction popping up every day. People would pitch in cheese, chips, chocolate milk, carrots, and whatever they could get their hands on, and stir it all into a tiny plastic cup. Then they would dare each other to drink it, and Peter would always be willing to. Drink! Glug glug. Sometimes the concoction would overflow onto the lunch table, and that's when everybody scatters away. Nobody wants to touch it, but then the lunch moderator doesn't allow us to leave until we clean it up. And I always seem to be the one that has to do the cleaning. Another challenge my lunch group likes to do involves chugging a lot of bottles of water in X amount of seconds. It was because there was a viral trend of people doing the exact same thing on social media. Chug. I don't know if this is related to all of our shenanigans, but recently I've been seeing a lot of school posters about the dangers of smoking or drinking alcohol. 95% of Westmore students believe that drinking alcohol harms their physical and mental health. Every 23 out of 24 Westmore students believe that smoking is dangerous. I know we can be kinda goofy sometimes, but dang, I didn't expect the adults to bring out the big guns in order to stop future addicts. If that wasn't enough, we have the worst maintenance of our lockers. Every once in a while, there's a pungent smell of somebody's old lunch that the janitor needs to search and throw out. Today, a new aroma spread across the 8th grade hallway. People said that it was an old cheese sandwich, and it smelled oddly similar to the ancient cheese touch. The janitor didn't have much luck in finding the culprit because a lot of our lockers are incredibly messy. All my classes have a certain level of stank in their rooms, and my teacher had to use cans of air fresheners in order to cancel out the smell. However, the smell still lingered. At lunch, Albert Sandy hypothesized that the cheese was coming back for revenge ever since the epidemic ended 2 years ago. This led to an argument on whether smelling the cheese was considered getting a cheese touch or not. Today, Caden brought in a respirator mask, the ones you see in apocalyptic Fallout movies. Caden was trying to protect himself from the cheese, but Mrs. Francis told him to remove the mask. I don't appreciate how we're taking this so seriously. As I said before, the teachers have been loading a lot of homework and tests near the end of the school year. The last thing I need is Cheese Touch 2.0. I kind of procrastinated on the recent assignments, and I wasn't able to turn in a lot of them today. My grades are dangerously slipping down a letter grade, so that's something to watch out for. But it's been pretty tough, considering I have chores as well as a Vi-Films channel to nurture. Last week, I procrastinated the laundry chore to the last minute. This was late at night, and I realized there was no way for me to finish all the laundry steps in time when mom comes home. I did the unthinkable and quickly folded all the unwashed clothes to make them seem like they were washed. Mom found out in no time, probably because her clothes smelled like Dad, Manny, Rajik, and I all mixed together in a basket that hadn't been touched for 6 days. She then had to lecture to me about the motto again, full ownership. She told me that if I wasn't able to contribute to the well-being of this house, there would be major consequences. I didn't talk about this mess until now because at the moment it really exemplifies the pickle that I'm in. Nonetheless, I still couldn't stop thinking about the rise of the cheese. People were saying that the cheese would re-emerge on the last day of school. That got my gears turning. The last day of school just so happened to be a good prank day. Teachers are technically unable to hold back their students for after-school detention. I knew the talk of the cheese was stressing me out, but maybe, just maybe, it could turn out to be part of my legacy at this middle school. I went with mom to the supermarket in the afternoon, and I bought 2 packs of Swiss cheese. I purposely tried to find the packs with the earliest Best Buy date. Ooh, that's perfect. Mom didn't really question it, and she probably thought it was for school. I told her that the cheese was for an experiment. I put the cheeses in sealed containers on the railing of our balcony. Now I just had to wait for them to mold and rot until they looked like the real cheese. I also bought a ghost pepper online. This wasn't related to the prank, but it was for an epic upcoming video. I haven't updated the Decathlon for a while. On day 7, the boys aggressively won hockey. They took a big lead for most of the game, but the awesome squad almost managed to close the gap after an awesome slap shot from Riley that hit the crossbar and the ball dribbled past the shot goalie. Come back, kids! Come back, kids! Boing. I thought it was destiny that we were able to complete the comeback, but it didn't take 10 seconds for that miracle to be shattered. Har har har, who's laughing now? On day 8, we played flickerball, which was a mixture of basketball and ultimate frisbee, but with a football. It's not the easiest sport to describe on paper, but one thing I know for sure, the boys destroyed us once again. Bash! At this point, it was clear who was gonna win, considering the awesome squad hadn't even won a single game yet. I told my teammates that our new goal now was to just win 1 game. Coach Malone traded 4 more guys from the boys to the awesome squad, which you might have thought would have helped our team, but you would be wrong. It ironically made us worse because the newly traded guys would have no incentive to help a struggling team. They were already salty that they wouldn't be able to have their deep dish pizza party. We didn't have much time left. We don't have a decathlon event every single day, but I knew we only had a couple events left. That's where we're gonna end for now. The shoutout winners from last time, it's your boy Parker, Tax Again, Ty Harrington, Wood Train, 10 Gamer, Benjamin Treblager, Super Dogman, and Brick Boy. The first 8 commenters with this emoji will get shoutouts. I'll see you guys soon.